Hi, everyone. Leanne Holitza from the Healing Studio. I hope you all are doing well. I'm recording this on the weekend of August 11th. We're going into the week with some guidance from our Oracle cards. We're going to use the Yantra deck. Today I'm using the Alice in Wonderland deck for the personal readings. Let's see, I've got some helpers here with me. So there is this is a Lotus Way spray. It's called Inner Peace, and it's an aura spray. So if you just use aura sprays by just putting them around you, you can spray them directly onto your skin, whatever feels good. And then I have several stones on my desk always, but this one today in particular, we're borrowing from our crystal shop in the back, Site. Okay, so this one I'm trying out for oxygenation or trying to really get my blood flowing more nourished. But we can, as all these clear stones, these bright shiny stones that have lots of pieces to them, they're really good for accessing different realms of intuition, that kind of thing. So that is what we are using today to help us. A couple of events that maybe are worth mentioning. There's always our group healings are taking place on Tuesdays, which you can attend virtually if you want to. They're 11 to 11:45 Mountain Time, where I am Mountain Time. So right now, Mountain Daylight. The sound baths are taking place coming up this Tuesday and next Sunday. And obviously those are in person. And there's the Reiki shares happening on the 20th of August. And then we're trying out another class with a new teacher called Free Yourself from Career Burnout. So you might check that out as well. All right, I'm going to put this up just for a second. That's the website. You click on the events button if you want to find out about that. I'm working hard on the Light Council membership site too, you guys. So that's another thing that if you really would like to get some extra messages. I mean, the Light Council is giving us really kind of elevated ascension messages. Sometimes they're a little hard to integrate into day to day just because they're so elevated. But if you're feeling like you want a little extra work to do, you could access that membership site. Okay, let's get going here. Now, if you haven't done this with me before, you type me please in the comments. I get to as many people as I can in the time we have together. It may feel like that it's taking me forever to get to you, even though you're already there. So like Clara, hi, you're at the bottom of the list. I know it seems like we just started, but I have a few people to get through first. One of the tricks, you guys, is to go to YouTube, click on subscribe and the bell button, and you will get notified when I'm going live. And YouTube lets you comment a little bit earlier, so they end up at the top of the list. So, all right, but I don't normally get to everybody, and it's normally worth hanging out and listening to the whole thing because we start to get these messages that start to come through for all of us over and over. And so this is a good way for us to kind of see what the themes of the week are. Okay, so here's the start of all of our readings. We're going to use the Yantra deck first. Okay. All right, so starting off at the beginning, the non-resistance card for me when it comes up like this is often about self-esteem, self-worth, feeling unworthy, feeling judgmental of yourself. You're actively doing things to kind of sabotage your worthiness. So think about that as the week starts. What are you doing to injure yourself internally with that critical voice, or just even kind of sabotaging yourself because you're not taking care of yourself the way you're worthy of being taken care of? Helper card, stay in the oneness energy this week, okay? So astrologically speaking, things are meant to be, are going to be a little bit rough in the next 2 weeks is kind of what they've been saying. But, when we do the oracle cards, we're kind of adding to finding out more about what that even means for us. So this oneness card is like, stay connected to that higher truth, that truth that says, I know that this life is temporary. I know it's kind of an illusion. I know it feels very real. And this too shall pass kind of thing. So this oneness energy is inviting you to remember to connect to that higher frequency. All right. And last but not least, we've got the space card sideways at the end of the week. And what we're saying here is that we have a little time to feel like there's too much kind of piling in, but we could actively go and be spacious inside of ourselves. So by the end of the week, you might be requesting space from yourself and from others, and might also be needing time to just kind of go within. Okay. All right. that's how we're starting. Let's go ahead and start our personal readings. All right, so if you're watching this clip later, this is where you can get your own personal reading as a recording. And if you're watching live, this is the start of your first card, okay? Sorry. Go ahead and 1, 2, 3, okay, is what we're gonna do. So go ahead and tap into what number feels right for you, okay? So this is your first card. All right, here we go. If you picked 1, you're gonna be working on the curiouser and curiouser. Discovery, inquiry, weirdness, and curiosity, okay? So this week's gonna be requiring you to be just kind of curious and recognize to ask lots of questions, don't make assumptions, and let things change. If everything stayed the same, how boring would that be? And how would we lack the miracles that we're always craving, right? So this card is just basically saying, let things get weird. If you picked 2, you're going to be working on you can't go back to yesterday. So this is kind of at the end of the story, okay? Being as present as you can with all the changes that you've experienced recently. Let them integrate this week, okay? So if you picked number 44, there are 2, it's 44 on the card deck. You're going to work on really being grounded in what is happening today and all that has happened as it lives in you today, okay? And if you picked 3, you're going to work on choices, okay? So back at the beginning of the story, feeling blocked or restrained, this might just be a this too shall pass message for you. If you pick 3, it's okay. If you're feeling this way, just kind of sit with it and let it change within itself. Everything's always changing, whether we like it or not. Okay. All right, here we go, you guys. Kimberly, top of the list. Figured out the YouTube hack. All right. Your card says it's always tea time, eternity, endless moments, and repetition. I mean, this is kind of that we're all mad here. We're all just see how bored she looks with the crazy guy at the table. So this is just kind of like, just kind of notice that we don't have to get very dramatic. We don't have to get very worked up by what's going on around us. We can actually just be in the tea time repetition. Oh, here this is again. I recognize this and just kind of sit with it. Okay. All right. So this week might feel a little wonky, but just sit. Heidi, for you this week, your focus is lead the way. Be the leader, show others how it's done. You can help others. Okay, now immediately I hear a little bit of a from your energy field, but you are being asked to be the leader that you want. You are being asked to use your skills to kind of guide people around you in your life through to something different. Now, leaders don't do it for you. Leaders are delegators. They are way showers. That's what you're being asked to do this week, okay? Stats, yours literally just jumped out. You got 2 actually. Okay, so first one is believe, strange encounters. This is basically where in the story she's like, I didn't know unicorns existed. And the unicorn's like, well, I'll tell you what, if you believe in me, I'll believe in you. So this is kind of like believe in the weirdness, believe in whatever's happening. Let yourself even be tapping into that subtle energy more. And then you also got a moment's regret. So nostalgia, idealizing the past and fearing you made a mistake. Just be careful not to do that to yourself. Just kind of be aware that there's something new unfolding and you can let it happen this week, okay? But don't get stuck in the past is basically the message. Gina. All right. So 37, nature communication, having the flower energies, fairy energies, elemental messages. Good week to work with your dragons. So this is a good week to just really be outside, be very curious about how nature is moving through your life. Pay attention to your blooming plants, pay attention to your animals, pay attention to the weather. All of that stuff will be really helpful for you this week to kind of inform you about where you're headed and what you're doing. Okay. Cara and Tatiana. Cara, your focus this week is going to be it's always tea time. Second time we've seen that. Might be coming around for us, you guys. So yeah, you might be in a repetitive loop. You recognize it, you see it, you just kind of say to yourself, oh, there we are again. And then just kind of let yourself sit with it while it's there. Tatiana, for you, the focus this week is impossible things. All right. So, working through disbelief, imaginative leaps, and fresh perspectives, new beginnings, opening your eyes to fun stuff that can be happening, new friendships, new relationships, all of freshness this week. So, yay. Jenny and Cody. Jenny, your focus is the choices. If you picked three, you double down on this one because your guides are saying this week, you might be feeling blocked. You might be feeling restrained from being able to make the choices. Just sit with it. Like I said, nothing stays the same. Sometimes when we don't force something or we don't push it, then it actually can change into what it is meant to be. So just kind of notice the choices maybe have already been made and then see what happens. Okay. And then Cody, you're going to shine bright like a candle. You'll make it through this. Okay. So this card is just a reassurance that, sometimes we feel like, oh, this is, what is this even for? And this is when she's contemplating, like what's my life about? And this card just is telling you that this week, just kind of focus on the fact that you are you're unique, your gifts matter, your presence on the earth matters. And even when you don't feel it, you are wanted. Okay. Nicole, okay, impossible things. Okay, so same thing as Tatiana, fresh new perspectives, new starts, getting an idea that things can be way different than you ever imagined. Go ahead and let them show you how. Addison, all must have prizes, trying to people please. Okay, so let's just be on the lookout for that. Be on the lookout for where you might be accidentally trying to make other people happy, trying to do things so that people like you, that kind of thing. And this week, all cannot have prizes. It's just about you taking care of you. Okay. Joe, missed you at group healings. Let's see. Here we go. Find the lesson. Okay. Discover the purpose of the situation. Trust that you are learning. Now, this is kind of a thing where you feel almost like at the mercy of other people around you. You're not exactly sure why everybody's acting so crazy. You're just trying to ground into what those crazy people around you are trying to teach you. And you see the little Cheshire cat who just kind of looks creepy smiling over there. He just knows it's all an illusion. Just fun and games. So I know, and even when it doesn't feel like it. Diane, you're going to forget who you are. Okay, so conditioning falls away. Memory no longer defines you. You are becoming something different to your family, something different to yourself. It's an opportunity to really slide into that wise woman role this week. And that wise woman doesn't stress about the day-to-day as much as the young woman does because she knows better. All right, CC. Belong to your own dream. Okay. Create your own life. Maybe a little meditation, a little inspiration to yourself. Maybe a little, your guides just said like a collage or, kind of artwork that represents what you want to be doing, kind of maybe a vision board, if you will. So focus on that this week. Tiff, you are going to work with the beginning of the story. I wonder what will happen next. Ready to adventure, precipice of change, pause before action. Now, the pause part is really important. Okay. So this week, it's just a curious energy. I don't know what's going to happen, but I'm going to hold on just a second. I'm not going to make all the decisions this week. You guys, we're in Mercury retrograde anyway. So any decisions and choices you're making in this time period will require a revisit anyway. So you can just pause. Just pause. Hannah, you're going to be working with such a curious dream at the end of the story. Okay, so grounding, returning to reality, coming home. Wow, it's like where you've been needs time to now just land and integrate. And this week, a good week to just really come home to yourself, come to the grounded energies. Let yourself just look back and go, I did all that. And now what's next? But maybe not what's next yet, because you got to land at the end first. Okay, Patty, you're going to also belong to your own dream. So working again, that vision boarding energy, that being able to kind of dream into what is your truth. What kind of world do you want to be part of? How can you contribute to making your world more like that? Carrie, you are also at the end of something. Okay. Such a curious dream coming home, realizing, whoa, that was intense. Those were soul contracts playing out. I was learning a lot, and now I'm ready to kind of put some ending to a story and move forward. Okay. So this week, just be at the end, not the beginning. Okay. Tanya, Okay, if you picked one at the beginning, they're doubling down, but curious and curiouser. Okay, discover, and things are going to get weird, and you want to ask lots of questions. You want to get curious. This is really good week for you to let things be weird. Like, don't try to make things predictable or normalize it. Just let the weirdness be there, because the weirdness kind of represents that the realities are changing in a good way. Okay, Robin, you are all in a golden afternoon, right at the beginning. So we got a lot of endings, but this for you, you've already passed the ending. Now it's time to be inspired, creative spark, imagination. Find what inspires you this week. You're getting a message that it's time to begin something. Austin, you are shining bright like a candle. Okay, you will make it through this. So the just like Cody was getting, this is you're not alone. Your unique energy really matters, even if you feel like it doesn't. Even if you don't really understand why, this week is a good week to really just let your energy beam out, whatever that feels like. Okay, and Chris, you're going to want to be queen. I want to be queen. Okay. So this is stating your sovereignty. This is declaring freedom and passing the test. This is like, enough, y'all. I'm going to do this myself. Leave me alone. I am the one who's in charge of my life. So that's what you're doing this week, of taking control of yourself, having sovereignty, agency, if you will, to what you're doing next. Okay. Courtney, your focus for the week, I put it back in, you guys, and shuffled it. And so the message wants to keep coming. Second time here. I want to be a queen. So I'm gonna pull the book out, and I'm just gonna read you the little story blurb. If we get this 3 times, it'll be something that I'll read. I'll read more of the other stuff. But it says, I don't want to be anybody's prisoner. I want to be queen. So you will when you've crossed the next brook, said the White Knight. Okay. So this is like, all right, go be queen. Go be agency over yourself. Let yourself really know that how you choose things is up to you and only you. Okay. Sam, for you this week, you're going to be in the nonsense. Okay. So it says it's time to talk sense. This is the part of the story where Alice is like, I cannot take you. You guys are crazy. Quit it. Quit being so nonsensical. So this is a week where you can kind of observe the nonsense, but then just let yourself be like, I'm not being part of that. Sorry. No, thank you. Okay. Cynthia, you're going to work with messages for a rabbit. Okay. So service to animal world. So anywhere you can be of service to the animals, this is a good week for you to really connect with just anything. I mean, if you have your own pets, being sure to take extra care of them. If you're working with, shelters or whatever, helping nature in some way, that will really serve you this week. Lisa, third time's a charm. You brought us all to We Want to Be a Queen. Okay, so everybody, this card is basically saying it's for all of us to listen to. Okay, so I'm going to pull the book out just a second here and just skim a little few of the words for you. Raising your status. You are taking charge of your life, making decisions for yourself, and setting rules and boundaries that work for you. Declaring your independence, becoming powerful and influential. Wanting to embrace your potential. Woo, woo. Okay, everybody, we're going to embrace our potential this week. Thank you, Lisa, for making that for all of us. All right, Taryn, you're going to be painting the roses red, covering up errors. So this is just kind of recognizing where you might have accidentally been trying to cover up mistakes that you really don't have a chance to cover up, because the roses will eventually grow back white and not red. So it's just kind of going back and making amends is really what this card is. So this week would be a good week to make amends with some issues that maybe you need to address. All right. Shine your light, forget who you are. Okay. Conditioning falls away. Memory no longer defines you. Okay. So who you were doesn't matter. Who you are now, that's what matters. And you don't even have to explain where you've come from. I remember when I, wanting to tell people like how much the building took to get the healing studio into a nice space. And the guides just kept saying, you don't have to tell people, just say thank you when they come in and say it's nice. You don't have to say, oh, it took so long to get here. Okay. Christy, you're going to work with choices. Third time's a charm on this one too now, guys. So okay, I'm going to read a little bit of the blurb just because this is now for all of us. Okay, so choosing which way to go, a moment's decision, uncertain what's best to do next, feeling like the doors are closed, wanting to reach for next stage of life, but not seeing a single way through. This might just be a forecast, you guys. Might just kind of feel blocked this weekend. So just give yourself a little extra space. The guide's saying extra space. The choices can't be made this week, really, for the most part, okay? Except for choosing to be free. Oh, I forgot Kira and Finn here. Kira, you're changed in the night, okay? You have changed quickly. Go ahead and integrate that change so you know that you can be the new person you feel like you are. You don't have to explain it. You just become it. Finn, you're going to lead the way, okay? Be the leader and show others how it's done. You can help others, but remember, the leaders don't do it for other people. The leaders just show how it's done. They're good role models, okay? Janelle. Okay, third time's a charm on the curiouser and curiouser. Okay, so everybody get curious with your choices. All right, I'm going to read a little bit of it. New and unfamiliar places and surroundings. A general lack of familiarity. A fascinating turn of events. Growth amidst a stage of customs and people. Change as a person. New interests and talents being discovered. Okay, so this week, you guys, we're going to declare your sovereignty. We're going to work on knowing that we maybe feel a little stuck, but we're going to ask lots of questions. Things are going to be weird, and weird is where the miracles are. All right, Donnie, all in a golden afternoon. Second time we've seen this one. At the beginning, get inspired this week. Find what inspires you. Find what would be playful if you have a little extra time to just sit and do what you love most that inspires you and just kind of gives you a new kind of imaginative outlook on life, okay? All right, and then Janice, oh, third time's the charm on the lead the way, okay? So you brought that for all of us, and now here's the extra added words of wisdom for the week. We're going to work on stepping up to the leadership role. So remember, we're declaring sovereignty, and now we're going to also declare leadership, and we're going to help others by showing them what needs to be done, not telling them what needs to be done. Calm your emotions, ground your entire center, and get yourself to be in a greater service to others. And then it's also basically be steadfast, strong, and encourage others by being a calm example. Okay, so we're going through a lot of changes. So being a calm example might be challenging, but that's what you're being asked to do. Burnout proof leaders. All right, impossible things. Third time's a charm on this one. Believe in the impossible things. Okay, so sometimes it's just like can't. It just feels like it's so analytical, so boxed in. Okay, ready? Here. A struggle to accept what seems unlikely. Devote regular time to improving a situation, becoming a better something you care about, and changing something for the better. Meditate on a miracle and believe in impossible things. All right, you guys. So we're going to be in our sovereignty, believing in impossible things, feeling a little stuck, but that's okay. All right. Oh, fourth time's a charm on the lead the way for you, Erin. Be that leader. Give yourself that opportunity to really just shine in your own way. Be good example. Okay, Nalani. Okay. Fourth time's a charm on the curiouser and curiouser. Just ask lots of questions. Things are going to get weird. And the weirdness is where the fun possibilities are. Just kind of laugh at it. Okay. Kayana, you're going to work on changed in the night. Okay. So things have happened quickly for you, and it's okay to just integrate that. Let yourself understand that you're never going to go back to who you were. That's okay. Who you are becoming is also really great. Miranda, you are going to work on setting your course, okay? Know where you want to go. Have a plan, the right direction. If you combine that with all the group messages of freedom and sovereignty, you get to choose the path, okay? So get in that space where you're making some strategic plans for your life this week. Catherine, you are becoming braver. Okay, resilience, experience, growing stronger, and fresh perspectives. So give yourself the opportunity to really ground into that fresh perspective and know that it sometimes feels kind of scary when changes are coming, and it's okay. Kimberly, this week you're going to focus on never jam today. Promises that never came, empty words, not living in the now. Okay, so this is where the queen is like, oh, we don't eat jam on today. We eat jam yesterday or tomorrow, which means we never eat jam, right? So this is just kind of noticing where you're if and winning yourself a little bit and be cautious of that and maybe turn that around this week. Denise, nature communication for you, okay? So get out with the flower energies, the fairy energies, really noticing how things are unfolding around you. Be in awe of the little stuff, okay? All right. Clara, I know I told you I was coming, but it took me 24 minutes. All right, painting the roses red for you. Okay, so covering up mistakes, kind of looking at where you want to pay attention to what you might be doing, as far as things that maybe just need to be addressed instead of covered up. Just really kind of getting at those mistakes. Okay, Cameron, for your focus this week, you're going to work on mortality. Okay, so life is brief, bright, and you're beautiful and yours to live. This doesn't last forever. I'm hearing from your guides, don't race through life. It's not that you want to get to the end. You're in the middle, you're in the journey, just really paying attention to that fragility of life in a good way though. Okay? Natalie. Oh, justice. Law is not justice. Okay, rules are just not fair. Okay, so this week, especially if you got the romantic energy going on, just notice where you're trying to make things balanced or trying to control things that just can't be controlled. Some things just don't balance out necessarily. So it's kind of like letting yourself notice where you're kind of micromanaging and just don't micromanage, okay? All right, Blair. Fifth time for the curiouser and curiouser. All right, so you're going to be bringing that out again for us. I'm going to pull the book one more time, just make sure I'm not missing any words. Let's see. Okay, basically, we're talking about being filled with curiosity, exploring and discovering, things being weird and odd. Just like I said, the guides are basically saying, let them be weird. That's where the miracles are, when things are weird. Kelly? Oh, you got a couple cards for you. Okay, so one is the right way, learning to create your own desire, and then keeping your temper. Okay, don't allow your anger to rule you. Don't try to be right this week. Look out for the right fighting. Watch out for the things that might get you in trouble there, and see where your anger might be trying to tell you something, but maybe working through it rather than letting it lead you. Matthew, set your course. Okay, know where you want to go. Have a plan. Get yourself on the right direction. Know why you're making the choices you're making. Give yourself the opportunity to, be strategic. Look a little bit ahead and then bring it back to now. What am I doing today to create tomorrow? Okay. Ashley. Okay. Fourth time for the choices. Feeling blocked and restrained. It's okay that we're getting this message for all of us this week, and we're going to ride it out. Okay. We're going to let the blocks be there, knowing that there's no truth to any blocks. It's always changing. Okay. Eli, you are working on your people pleasing. All must have prizes, trying to please everyone. You can't necessarily. So you want to first start with yourself this week. Okay. What can you give to yourself a little bit and in a grounded, centered way that then helps you understand what's yours to actually give and do? Noah, you're going to work with messages for rabbits, service to the animal world, wherever you can be of service to the animals this week. And notice how animals give like gratitude instantaneously when you're in service to them. You feel right away that they're grateful for that. All right, Lily. Okay, fifth times of the choices, feeling blocked, you guys. It's coming up over and over. And so we're just acknowledging, okay, this week we're going to feel blocked. It's just what it is. It's not a problem. Okay. Chloe, I shuffled and shuffled, you guys. Choices again. Okay. So I'm going to go get that book out. I'm going to just give you a little more words from the book. All right. So when we are changing in order to find our personal wonderland, we need to keep the momentum going in whatever area of magic change is arriving. This means leaving the in-between lands of the idea of entering in the choices. We must move forward. It may seem to you, as it does to Alice, that each choice presents a potential problem and that there's no clear choice to go, way to go. Each door is locked, too small, impossible, or open to even fit through, impossible to open even to fit through. But Alice has not yet found the way. You two are on the road to finding your way and unlocking opportunities that are all around you, but you may not feel them this week, okay? That's for all of us, so listen to that, okay? And then Zoe. Shoot, Zoe. Okay, third time's the charm for painting the roses red, you guys. Covering up errors. So, okay, we're declaring our own sovereignty. Now go back and find out where did we make some choices that we want to kind of work through. So this says working for or being in a relationship with someone who is harsh or those who make mistakes, feeling forced to cover up errors and to avoid punishment. Fear of mistakes being discovered, hiding the evidence as consequences are much, much harsher than the mistake. Feeling that you need to do what you need to feel safe. Okay, so just kind of notice and just address it. And you don't have to like shout it from the rooftops. You can just address it in your own space. Crystal. Okay, lead the way. This has come up for all of us, you guys. So we're being our leaders. We're going to be the ones who help others. We're going to be good demonstrations of positive, calm energy this week while we're going through these intense changes. All right, so we have come to the end of our time. I'm going to throw a card for Matt in case he's out there watching. Okay, we're all mad here, Matt. Everyone is a little different. So just, time to resign to the fact that we're all cuckoo. All right, you guys. Thank you for spending time with me. I will see you next week. Go be amazing.